Okay, you're gonna redo this because it didn't catch me talking because I didn't have a microphone on. Okay, so we're gonna do this kind of quickly. So this right here is your first, second, third, and then fourth quadrant. Okay, just make sure you know that. Let's start off with angles. So angles and radians. And basically, they're equivalent to one another, and you can kind of like convert radians to degrees and degrees to radians. And the way you do that is with like these equations right here. So D stands for degrees, radians, or R stands for radians. So you're going to multiply degrees by pi over 180. And if you want to get radians into degrees, you're going to multiply that by 180 over pi. So like, for example, let's just do 60 since I highlighted that. If you wanted to do degrees into radians, then you do times pi over 180. You know this is going to go into itself one time, and this is 3. Then that's just going to get you pi over 3. And then let's say you wanted to do pi over 3 and 2 degrees. Then you do 180 over pi, so you can get the pi's to cancel out, and that just goes, and then that's 60. I think this is pretty like self-explanatory, but that's how you do that. Okay, next let's learn how to remember your radians in each quadrant. Let's do green for radians. Okay, so the easiest way to remember that is just go 3, 4, 6. So 3, 4, 6. Okay, it's always going to be 3, 4, 6, no matter what. And I don't know how you can like remember that. Okay, this is how I remember it. Like 60 is, or okay, so like I think of pi over 6 and pi over 3. They're kind of like both opposites. Like pi over 3 is at 60 and pi over 6 is at 30. So if you know this is closest to the x-axis, then you have to like remember that all of the like something over 3 is closest, if that makes sense. Like you have this closest to the x-axis. Or you could also just like memorize like just basic, information, which is what I suggest. Just do 3, 4, 6, and that's just the order of everything. And so if you know your first quadrant, then you can like apply it everywhere else. So your second quadrant is going to be that your numerator is 1 less than your denominator. So if you know your denominators, which is just 3, 4, 6, you can like apply that. 2 is less than, like 1 less than 3, like, and so on. And then in the third quadrant, oh wait, crap. Where did it, oh, it's right here. Okay, so it's basically 1 more than the denominator. So 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. And then quadrant 4 is 2 times the denominator minus 1. So it's, so like 6 times 2 is 12, minus 1 is 11. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5. And that makes sense to me, if not to you. And then you're like up here, so these two values, they're a little bit different. So obviously, this is going to be like if you are, I don't want to draw this in, like this top right here is just pi, right? And then the bottom half here, that's another pi. So all of that combined makes 2 pi, which is right here. And then this is pi. So half of pi is 2 pi. Correct? I think you should understand that. And then just know this is 3 pi over 2. That's pretty much all you need to know for radians. And then let's talk about actually, let me try to like speed in the process here. I don't think you want to listen to me like talk. Okay. So with cosine and sine, I don't like these colors. Let's do blue. I'm feeling this blue. Cosine and sine. That's pretty much what this is explaining. So your x values are cosine and your y values are sine, okay? And you have to know that. You literally have to know that. Oh wait, actually, okay, let's move everything down here then, since everything is over there. Oops. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay. So, we're going to learn our cosine and sine values very quickly. Before you learn, I want you to realize that all of the denominators are going to be 2. Like, do you see how they're all 2, 2, 2? Like, you know? So just make sure you know they're all 2. So, it's pretty much x over, I don't want to write it there. It's pretty much x over 2 for all of them except the few exceptions. And let's just do, oopsies. These are a bit different. And you'll learn why. Not why, but like, yeah. So this is the pattern you have to like know. You have to know it goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So x, y, x, y. And I think you know where I'm going with this. So you root 3. Oh wait, I just gave you the answer. So 1 just applies to 1. 2 is root 2. And 3 is root 3. So whenever you see these values, this is root 3, this is root 2, this is just 1. That's what I mean. So like, here, I can like put this in a blue box so you like know it goes with this. So then you're going to have the same thing in quadrant 2. You're just going to shift it over. 3, 2, 1. But since you shifted it like over a quadrant, you have to like take note of the signs. All of the x values in this quadrant are going to be negative, as if you're like graphing normally, right? So you have to account for those. Ooh. Negative, negative, negative. Now, moving down. Your third and fourth quadrant are pretty much going to be the same. However, you're just going to change signs. And that's pretty much how it is for everything. So, you're going to do 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Like up here, you did 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Down here, you're just going to flip those 2 columns. So, same thing here. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and like each one of these goes down to like, this will be like the first value, like your second radian, your third, first, second, third. That's how I'm doing these. If that's like confusing. Okay. I think you understand that part. Oh, and let's do signs. So this quadrant, as you know, all of your values are going to be negative. So if you have this, then it's going to be negative root 3 over 2. Like that. So all of these values are x's that go into here. Oh, that's so many arrows. Here, let's delete this one because this, okay, yeah. Okay, and then in this quadrant, your negative values are going to be here because all of your y values are going to be negative and your x's here are all positive. And yeah, and you want to memorize this by just doing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and then just doing, okay, well, if I'm doing 45, then it's 2, if that makes sense. Like 2, 2. like root 2 over 2. That's pretty much, oh wait, no, we haven't done tangent and, okay. So with your axes, you have your x and y axis. They have points instead of like these weird values. So here, if you're like plotting a point on your y axis, then like it'd be like 0, a number, and then down here it'd be 0, a negative number, and then on your x it'd be like a number 0. And I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then here it's just like a negative number 0. That's how you do that. And then with your tangent, let's do tangent. Tangent pretty much follows the same exact rules as this, kind of. So with tangent, here, let me like draw this in. First, you have to know what tangent is equal to. So one of your like rules that you have to know is that sine x over cosine x equals tangent x. In this case, they use tangent theta, but you can use any variable. So you have to have your y, so it's pretty much your y over your x, okay? And these are your x, your y, x, y. So that's how you figure that out. But that's too complicated. Like, who in their right mind would want to do that? So just memorize this. I can't talk. Okay, my voice is going away. Okay, so you're gonna have, let's do blue again. 3, 1, and then you're gonna have root 3, 3, and then everything is exactly the same. Root 3, 1, root 3, 3. However, you have to take account like the signs, if that makes sense. In this quadrant, everything is positive. So you're going to have like, everything is positive. So you're dividing positive by a positive, which gets you a positive value. Here though, you're dividing a positive by a negative. So like positive sine by a negative cosine, because you're down here, you're going to get a negative value. So all of these are negative. Now, let's go into this quadrant. And the thing with the bottom is that it just switches. Like, not switches, just flips. So the 1 will still stay in the middle, and the root 3 will go to the bottom. Well, not technically the bottom. Think of it as like, it's still closest to the the y-axis. So it's closest here, and it's closest up there. And then this pretty much is the same thing. But then we're going to change the signs. Okay. So if you think about it, all of down here, these are negative, okay? This is positive values. This right here is positive. This right here is negative y values, right? So if you're dividing a negative by another negative, you're going to get a positive. So this quadrant is going to be positive. Actually, I'll do that too. So this quadrant, though, you're dividing a negative by a positive. So that's going to get you negative. And I think that's pretty much all you have to... Oh, wait, one more thing. 3. I don't remember what color I used. Negative, negative, negative. And one more thing. So we learned... Oh, yeah. We're going to learn tangents of our like weird points here, 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 and here. Okay. Time to learn those. So here, let's go up here, and then we'll draw that. And then we have 0, 1, 0, negative 1. We have 1, 0. And then this is negative 1, 0. Okay, so with our tangent, you know it's going to be y over x. So for this one, it's going to be 0 over 1, which just gets you 0. So this right here is also going to be 0 for tangent. here. Okay, that makes sense, right? Because you're doing y, which is sine, over cosine. So sine over cosine. Okay, here, you're going to do the exact same thing. 1 by 0, negative 1 by 0. But notice that you are dividing by 0, which you cannot do, so it's going to be undefined. And you have to know that, okay? It can save you a lot of work if you're solving a problem. That's pretty much it. Okay, that's all of the unit circle that you have to know. And just remember, literally 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. I just applied to the different quadrants. And then just make sure you know quadrant rules. If you know the basics, this is 1 less, 1 more, 2 times minus 1. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then tangent. Just know the basics, or just memorize them. Memorize, learn, practice. There's practice tests you can take online. Okay, bye.